Good morning. May the 4th be with you. I actually have a meme that is the Golden Girls, and it says, May the 4th, and then be author, be with you. It's always Golden Girls. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Fullerton, California. I'm Reverend Rob Blair. Whoever you are, however you identify, whether you are joining us online on Facebook or on Zoom or here in the sanctuary, we are so glad that you are here, you are welcome, and you are safe. UUCF acknowledges that this land is physically situated in the original ancestral homelands of the Ahachiman, Kizh, and Tongva peoples. May we have the humility and courage to help restore what has been broken and the wisdom to live into a new solidarity with Indigenous communities and the earth. We got a couple of announcements for you. The board would like to offer a huge thank you to everyone who helped us hit our giving goal in the pledge drive. Our celebrity dinner, or celebrity, we're all stars. Celebration last night was amazing, and we'll give you an updated total. We're still taking totals. That's coming up in just a minute. Next Saturday will be our last adult circle supper until September. So we're taking off for the summer. We're grateful to all the hosts, especially Linda Summers and Jean Lau, for their organizational skills. Next week, we will be starting our annual diaper drive. Bring your donations of diapers and wipes and soft packaged food before May 25th, or you can contact Mary Botts for a home pickup. The Fullerton Crop Walk is in 2 weeks on May 18th at 12:30, so right after service. You can join Team UUCF as a walker, a sponsor, or a volunteer on the plaza. Just speak to Shelby Harris or Claudia Trifa for more information. Also, don't know if you've seen this, but Rose London is going to give us a sneak peek of her one-woman show as a fundraiser for Planned Parenthood. The performance will be here on Saturday, May 31st, 5 o'clock. Now, it's got some adult content, so this is for the adults in the room, but join Rose as she brings her one-woman show for that fundraiser. You can check out our flyers for how to buy tickets in advance. Now, Rebecca's going to come up with an update on our pledge drive.
Good morning. I am Rebecca Dual-Gallegos, here today with your final pledge drive update. Josie, the thermometer, please. As you can see, I am very happy to announce that this year we exceeded our goal and have received pledges for $202,700. This is obviously fantastic news, and we couldn't have done it without some very important people. First, could we please have everyone who was a visiting steward this year stand up and be acknowledged? You know who you are. Don't be shy. On behalf of the Stewardship Committee, I want to thank each one of you for your hard work and effort in personalizing this process and ensuring that every congregant's thoughts and concerns about our church were heard. I would also like to thank our Stewardship Committee members, Leslie Mahaffey and Kathy Frickert, along with our administrator, Amy Steife, all of whom worked behind the scenes to prepare the pledge packets, send out announcements, track all the pledges, and follow up with everyone participating in the Visiting Stewardship Program. None of this would have happened without them. Give them one more round of applause. We want to acknowledge Danette Giltonen, Jeff Greenman, and Mark Umbriaco for sharing their personal stories about what UUCF means to them. It always helps to be reminded of the different ways this congregation supports and uplifts us. And finally, thank you so much to everyone who pledged this year, or renewed a pledge, or increased a pledge for your commitment to this church community. An interesting thing about that $202,000 number is that we had more than 20 fewer pledges this year compared to last year, but received a higher amount in pledges. That means we are living our UU principle of generosity. It is deeply appreciated. Thank you again to everyone who helped us get over that goal. I look forward to being in community with you as we go forward.
In a world where there's so much bad news, let's just breathe in this wind of unity and generosity for this next year, because as we know, we are going to need community now more than ever, and you all have shown a dedication to that. That is a joy. And speaking of joys, we'll be sharing joys and sorrows a little later in the service. So if you are in the sanctuary and you'd like to share, the slips are in the back, and we'll be taking those up to the end of time for all ages. If you're joining us online, I invite you to post your joy or sorrow in the comments section, as well as saying hello. And now, those of you in the sanctuary, got about 1 to 2 minutes to say hello to each other.
Good morning, everybody. It's so great to see you. Happy May 4th. For those who don't know me, my name is Christine Araoka, and I am your music director here at UCF. I'm so excited for our new year together, and I look forward to our journey with music and community and love and wonderful things. So without further ado, for our morning opening hymn, we'll be singing hymn number 38, Morning Has Broken. Please rise in mind, body, or spirit and join us in singing.
That reminded me of times in show choir where I forgot the lyrics and just watermelon, 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 watermelon. Looks like you know the words and just follow along. As we light the chalice, A Fire in the Universe by Sean Trapp. Our chalice reminds us that the fire within ourselves is the same fire that illuminates the universe. It is our reminder that all is connected. Even though the space of the void is vast and our experience here is but a blip in the cosmic timeline. This flame is our promise that in our smallness and our short time on this earth, that we live intently and deeply with love for one another, with honesty and integrity, to be guided by rational thought and critical thinking, and with a sense of shared responsibility. For as the late astronomer Carl Sagan reminded us, this pale blue dot is the only home we've ever known. I now invite Thomas to light the chalice. Please join me with saying our unison affirmation. This flame affirms the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. Love is the doctrine that we share. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need. Thus do we covenant with one another.
It is our custom to provide donations of non-perishable food and personal care items for Pathways of Hope, a local food bank. As the children come forward, they are asked to collect the donations placed at the ends of the rows. And now the children are invited to come forward for time for all ages.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Hello. Oh, it's on. Hello. Good morning. I'm Megan Watson. I am the team coordinator here at UUCF. This is Joy Ellis, our elementary coordinator. And today is a very special day for all of us nerds, and I know there are a lot of nerds in the audience right now. Because today is Star Wars Day, May the 4th. Did anyone do any Star Wars stuff this weekend? I know that Fullerton Library had their Star Wars Day yesterday. Placentia Library has their Star Wars Day. So I wanted to kind of talk today about the way of the Jedi. Are you guys familiar with the Jedi Code? No? Tell us more. All right, well, I don't have this the Jedi Path book. So Jedi are the guardians of peace in the galaxy. They use their powers to defend and protect. Jedi respect life in any form. They serve others rather than ruling over them. The Jedi seek to improve themselves through knowledge and training. The world of the Jedi has inspired real-life spiritual practices. The Jedi believe in the living force, a spiritual presence that surrounds us and binds us all together with all the matter in the universe. This sounds very familiar to some of our Unitarian beliefs. Interesting. In fact, if we look at the Jedi Code, it's very similar to some of our principles and values. In its classical form, transcribed by Homonix Rectonia during the early Mandaron period. I am so sorry if you're a big Star Wars nerd and I just mispronounced all of that. I'm so sorry. The code consists of 5 core precepts. There is no emotion, there is peace. This principle guides all meditations and interactions with all others. It reaffirms the Jedi ideal to act without recklessness and to view the actions of others through the pure lens of the unifying force. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. Those who don't understand this basic precept are quick to fear, and fear is the path to the dark side. The archives represent the greatest collection of knowledge in the galaxy. There is no passion, there is serenity. A subtle extrapolation of the first precept, this reminder is to act dispassionately in every deliberation, extends to personal obsessions, and it's a reminder not to elevate the self above the mission. There is no chaos, there is harmony. Those who cannot see the threads uniting all life view existence as random and without purpose. The Jedi perceive the structure and will of the many galaxies. There is no death, there is the Force. All things die, but the Force lives on. As beings who exist as shades of the Force, and the end of our existence in this form is not to be overly mourned. We are part of an energy larger than ourselves, and we play roles in a cosmic fabric that outstrip our incarnate understanding. My friends, these are the way of the Jedi. This is the Jedi Code. But it's also very much similar to our Unitarian values, our J Piglet, if you will. I don't know if you guys remember J Piglet, but it was real big in RE. So today, you guys are going to be shining a light, much like a lightsaber. You're going to be shining a light in your RE class to learn about illuminating justice, and our teens are going to be going on a field trip to the museum to see the punk rock exhibit, which was a movement started in the 70s, which is when Star Wars came out. It all comes together in the end. Enjoy the rest of your day. May the Force be with you.
Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to greet a brand new day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on your way. Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to greet a brand new day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on your way.
Those joining us online are invited to share in all caps joy or sorrow in the comments section. And Thomas, if you will, light a candle for those sharing online and those in the sanctuary if you would like to come up, or you can allow Thomas also to light your candle. We begin by lighting a candle for all our concerns, for the larger world, our wish for peace and justice, our hopes for the children who will inherit this planet. May this candle represent all of these wishes and calls to action that are more than we can possibly articulate in this space. And now let us share the personal joys and sorrows in our lives. A joy from Jody Balloon. My nephew Walter made his bar mitzvah yesterday. His twin brother Nathan will do so next Saturday. Shalom and congratulations. From the Gallegos family. This is a sorrow. We lost Ramon's mother on Friday after her long battle with diabetes. Ramon, you are in our hearts, and as a community, we extend condolences to you and the family. The Gallegos family also has a joy. Josephine had a successful audition a few weeks ago and was accepted into the musical theater class at her middle school for the upcoming year. Congratulations, Josephine. As Henry Nouwen said, oftentimes joy and sorrow are intertwined. And so we make this space for your family this morning. Nikki Carden has a joy. I was accepted into the Cal State Fullerton Educational Doctorate Program. For our educators and for Nikki, congratulations. We now light one more candle for all those joys and concerns and sorrows that remain unexpressed, but are still held close to our hearts. And now, please join in saying the affirmation. We join you in celebrating your joys. May you feel our love and compassion for your sorrows and concerns, for all that is spoken and unspoken. May the caring of our beloved community sustain us all.
Guided Meditation on Darkness by Sherry Woodbury. I invite you to enter a period of quiet for a guided meditation. You may wish to adjust your position so that your spine is straight, your body relaxed, your hands resting gently in your lap. You will probably want to close your eyes and shut out all distractions of the light. Let us take a few deep, slow breaths and begin. With muted vision, notice what your other senses are telling you. You may feel a sense of pressure in your back or your sitting bones, where your body comes in contact with your chair. You may have feelings of tightness in your shoulders, along the jawline. Release any areas of tension that you notice. Soften the neck and the swallowing muscles. Release any tension you feel in your abdomen. Imagine the inner organs in your belly letting go of tension. Soften your eyes. Let them feel warm and relaxed, as if floating in a pool of water. Inhale. Exhale. You may notice strange sensations, such as a tingling in a muscle or a ticklish feeling on the skin. Whatever comes to your awareness is okay. Just acknowledge it in the silence. Let us turn our attention to the sounds around us. What do you notice in the sanctuary? You may hear your own breathing or a growling stomach. You may hear a neighbor shifting position, coughing, perhaps cars passing on the street, and wind blowing by the outer walls of the building. Having acknowledged these outward sounds, let us turn our focus inward now. Thoughts may float through your consciousness. You can just let them float on by. Feelings may bubble up from some deeper place with you. You don't have to name the feeling or put any words to it. Just notice if there is anything there for you with gentle acceptance. Now, imagine your body and mind are filled with darkness and silence, like the deep, dark night in a wilderness. Take comfort in the stillness, the restfulness of this place within you. Don't try to make anything happen. Just rest into this inner darkness, knowing that you are safe in this moment. You can simply be. Breathe in and out. In the quiet corners within, let us sense the healing powers of the body, the amazing ability of our soft animal body to restore damaged cells, to create new healthy cells, to bring balance to systems that have gotten out of whack. Let us acknowledge it. The creative powers of our minds and hearts. From the mysterious inner regions comes all poetry, all music. From the inner dark emerges all sculpture, all dance, all the art and cultures that are the heritages of humanity. Even consciousness itself, the great unsolved mystery of science, resides in the deep unknown of ourselves. Continue to be with your breath and a still, quiet mood as you rest a while longer in the darkness, with humility and awe and gratitude for all the powers of the darkness within yourself.
Allow the vibrations of the sound bath to move.
The Demon-Haunted World, Science as a Candle in the Dark by Carl Sagan. Science is not only compatible with spirituality, it is a profound source of spirituality. When we recognize our place in an immensity of light years and in the passage of ages, when we grasp the intricacy, beauty, and subtlety of life, then that soaring feeling, that sense of elation and humility combined is surely spiritual. So are our emotions in the presence of great art or music or literature or acts of exemplary self-courage, such as those of Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King Jr. The notion that science and spirituality are somehow mutually exclusive does a disservice to both. In its encounter with nature, science invariably elicits a sense of reverence and awe. The very act of understanding is a celebration of joining, merging, even if on a very modest scale. When the magnificence of the cosmos and the cumulative worldwide buildup of knowledge over time converts science into something only a little short of transnational, transgenerational metamind. Spirit comes from the Latin word to breathe. What we breathe is air, which is certainly matter, however thin. Despite usage to the contrary, there is no necessarily implication in the word spiritual, that we are talking of anything other than matter, including the matter of which the brain itself is made, or anything outside the realm of science. On occasion, I will feel free to use the word. Science is not only compatible with spirituality, it is a profound source of spirituality. So are our emotions in the presence of great art. Science and spirituality are not dissimilar.
If you walked by seminary classes at Claremont School of Theology on that campus, you wouldn't just see people with their noses deep in theology books. Passing by one classroom, you may find adults playing with Play-Doh in a class based on compassion. In other classes, you would see 20 adults lying on the ground with their hands to their sides, breathing intentionally as a professor carefully walks throughout the classroom, giving students invitations for meditation and prompts, guiding breathing. Lying on the ground, there was me. My mind trying to meditate and focus, but my stomach had other ideas. Growling and rumbling, to the point where half the class started to get the giggles. You know, you're in this setting where everything's so serious, and then everybody starts to giggle. The class title is on the screen up there, From Mindfulness to Heartfulness. While I was aware of the sound of my tummy, the professor, ironically, was inviting us all to do the same thing. Pay attention to our bodies. Class was half on the floor, and the other half was a lecture, not on the floor, at the desks. We learned about brain and body chemistry and how it relates to spirituality, and then applied that knowledge in relation to our physical, mental, and spiritual selves during meditation and prayer, because it's all connected. In a few, I'll invite you into another practice, We can keep the lights on. It's just going to be a breathing exercise. No one's going to get on the floor. Don't worry. But first, I want to give you a bit about this class. It was designed by Dr. Elaine Doherty, who is a professor at Cal State Pomona, but she taught this class at Claremont. And it's from her book, which you can find at your local bookstores or just look online, titled From Mindfulness to Heartfulness. Religion and spirituality have both helped us and hindered us on how us humans have felt about our bodies. And you can remember Scripture has built a wall between God-fearing humans and their bodies. Flesh is evil, dust to dust. These sentences gotten in the way of understanding the miracle of the human body. It's not just its different functions, but also the manner in which it serves humanity. And Dr. Doherty's invitation in her book, and to us, is to look at our bodies as instruments with different muscle groups, chemicals, glands, and organs that work as virtual orchestras. Working together, they can make beautiful music, but one broken harp string, whatever metaphor you want to use, can cause a domino effect, turning beautiful music into some awful sounds. So, we're going to go to different places today. It's a little different. I'm taking a risk here. I'm going to start with the brain and how it's wired. And some of this you already know. The physical, mental, and emotional lenses through which we see come from the wiring of our brain. And our brain is made up of synapses that essentially fire electricity at one another in order to make connections. The stronger the experience, meaning the more memorable or the more traumatic, causes a stronger electrical bond. And in situations where trauma has occurred, the saying goes, wires that fire together wire together. For years, science had different opinions on the brain's ability to heal itself. I don't know if some of you remember that if there were a brain injury or if there was depression, that there was really no hope. It was just the way your brain was going to be the rest of your life. But hope came with new data on what was called neuroplasticity in the brain, meaning the brain is capable of changing its wiring, and that means healing is possible. In other words, if you cut the electricity from those neurons with a traumatic memory and cause a new electric current with a positive memory, there is actual physical healing in the brain. Doesn't that give you hope? So now let's get to the chemistry part. Did you know that one human body has more natural drugs in it than an entire Walgreens? I'm not going to list all of them. We're talking adrenaline, right? Fight or flight. Cortisol, that's the stress hormone. And oxytocin, the pleasure hormone. And then there's dopamine. You can go on and on. And each of those have different jobs. And like other drugs that we take into our body, they also have different half-lives. That means the amount of time it takes for half of that chemical to get out of your body, okay? And that's important because you don't want adrenaline to have a long half-life. If adrenaline had a long half-life, we would all have heart attacks every single day. So that adrenaline allows people to pick up cars and run really fast. That enabled the cavemen and cavewomen to sprint away from tigers and lions and bears. Oh my. So, adrenaline has a half-life of about 2 to 3 minutes. You don't have to remember this, but just know it's short. Cortisol, the stress hormone, its half-life is much longer. And we're going to get to why this is important and how you can apply it, especially if you're in fights with your honey or with other people. The physical, the chemical, all of the ingredients and body parts have enabled us to survive. But when something bad or traumatic happens, part of the brain gets rewired and our experience of life can be quite frightening and can bring blame, shame, and guilt. I was just watching an episode of Designing Women. Great show, by the way. And the way that they treated in the 80s mental health and mental illness, and everything was a punchline. You remember that? There's shame and laughs over something so serious. Well, in the early 2000s, I developed a thyroid disease, horribly called Graves' disease. It was named after the person who founded it, not because, when I heard Graves' disease, that's a really scary thing to hear. But it's an autoimmune disease that caused my thyroid to produce too much hormone. And this caused my heart to race, my hands to shake, and it really increased my metabolism. Days at a time, at its worst, my resting heart rate was 180 beats per minute. It was hard to sign my name, and I, at 6'4", was down to 140 pounds. And I started to have panic attacks. Because as you know, I was on the air at that time, in front of the camera, or in public situations. And when you had the combination of the thyroid hormone already raging and any adrenaline, any extra adrenaline, panic attack. Could not breathe. It was just too much. And I would really get ashamed. I had surgery, removing my thyroid. And the thyroid levels came down. But the problem was, I was still having the panic attacks. During the height of Graves' disease, my brain had rewired itself to continue to have panic attacks, even though there was less hormone in the body. I was having the experience because it was rewired. My amygdala, that little almond-shaped thing in the brain, the fight or flight part, would send information to my adrenal glands to release adrenaline, and one would think this was just a physical reaction, and it was, but my brain had learned how to have panic attacks. Before Graves' disease, my brain was wired one way. After my thyroid got sick, my brain was wired another way. And I produced too much hormone. And then when I had it taken out, my brain was still programmed to panic. Shame, blame, guilt. What am I doing wrong? Why is this happening? I'm so embarrassed that this keeps happening to me in public. The thyroid is out, so I must be going crazy. I'm gonna have panic attacks the rest of my life. Those were the thoughts going through my head. Then I took this class, and the information in the book gave me exercises to help me recalibrate and not to give up. My teacher actually said, you can rewire this. This can happen, and it will happen. I'm only going to go through one exercise, but the basis for all of the exercises in this book go from the heart out instead of the mind in. In other words, the avenue of many exercises is from consciousness to subconsciousness, but these practices go from the inside out, meaning from the subconscious out. Why? Well, Dr. Doherty makes the argument that there are more neurons deeper in the brain, in the limbic system, and they fire faster compared to the neural networks in the cerebral cortex. So, as we do this little practice, you're going to be urged to listen to your body and to understand that we are not aware of our subconscious. However, we can learn to be aware of it and heal by listening to our bodies and rewiring our neural networks. So when your grandparents or parents used to ask you to listen to your heart or trust your gut, they were onto something. They not only knew what they were talking about, there was science to back it up. In the last few decades, the heart has been reclassified in this body of work from organ to endocrine gland. Think about that. The large and small intestines hold the largest amount of oxytocin receptors in the body besides the brain. And science has proved that cells in the body have memory. That means our body wants to talk to us. Certain exercises will work, certain exercises will not work. That's okay. Just know that there is a new door, a new way of getting to know yourself, a new way of listening and healing on the other side. So we're going to do an exercise called the power of pause, and this is a concept combo with the exercise. Remember, with the phrase, "Oh, you're mad, you better count to 10." You remember that phrase? There is something to back that up. Okay? There are times in our day where we inexplicably have a strong emotional reaction to something. It could be a song, a dirty look, a call from a coworker, a smell. The reaction could range from uncontrollable laughter to uncontrollable crying. We could start raging on the 57 or throw a glass against the wall. When that happens, what's going on in our subconscious? What is our body trying to tell us? It's telling us, hey, if you get triggered, you're getting mad, you're getting upset, stop. Take a pause. Don't take the bait. If you do, if you're screaming, crying, and throwing things, it puts you in a situation that is not conducive to self-understanding or self-calming. This is the power of pause. Knowing that pause can change everything. It could change your life and could be a matter of life or death. This pause allows you to focus on getting grounded. So, something happens, you pause, Then you focus on your breathing. Then you're going to slow your breathing. And you've heard of box inhaling and exhaling. Well, this is a little different because you are going to exhale 1 to 2 beats longer than you inhaled. This tends to help the body relax more. And if you need to add a sigh while you're exhaling, that works too. So let's try this. We're going to start with 5 beats in and 6 beats out. Let's close our eyes for a moment and just breathe. I invite you to feel the beats of your heart, maybe the pulse in certain parts of your body. Become aware of the cool air as you breathe in, the warm air as you breathe out. Let's start with the exercise. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 5, 6. Okay, you're doing one beat after the other. As you continue to do this, beware of the muscles around your eyes and your cheekbones. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel the muscles and relax them in your face and your body. And listen to that heart rate. And anything that bubbles up. Remember, we're going from the inside out. I'll give you about 20 seconds to start opening your eyes again. This is like a fire extinguisher, okay? It's a plan when you think you're going to get hijacked. When you're around someone that may be dangling bait at you, to pause. Let's go back to the chemicals. When we get upset, our body produces this thing called cortisol. Told you about before. The half-life of cortisol is around an hour to an hour and a half. Remember, adrenaline, 2-3 minutes. This is an hour and a half. So say you are in an argument, friend, family member, and cortisol is rushing through your body. It is not time to dig in your heels and keep arguing. The pause is essential because you have a drug, an actual drug, this hormone, that will hinder the healing process. So you hear the advice, don't go to sleep angry, and that's true. However, when it comes to getting into the nitty-gritty, getting to a place of pause and saying, let's go back to this and revisit it in the morning, because that cortisol level is still too high even at an hour. You're hijacked. Waiting for that cortisol level, that stress hormone, to come down is actually going to help you the next day think quickly. The power of pause. It could be a minute. It could be an hour. The pause could need a day. Dr. Doherty says something really important in the book. She says the power of pause can change a moment, a reaction, and life. We're learning so much more about our bodies, and this book, this course helped me so much with exercises. There are so many exercises in the book, but also the knowledge of neuroplasticity when I was really sick with my thyroid, and with the knowledge of chemistry and half-lives of chemicals in the body and our organs and glands and bodies and minds and spirits. Miraculous. Working together, but sometimes things happen. And this knowledge is power, and the power of pause can make a huge difference. How many of us wish there had been times in our lives where we had just stopped and breathed and recalibrated? If you're having a panic attack and feeling the adrenaline, now you know adrenaline is going to be out of your system 10 to 15 minutes. Hold on. If you're in a fight, you know the power of pause. You're going to have to pause a little more, because you know that cortisol is flowing through your body. Can we talk about this tomorrow? I love you, but can we talk later? I don't want to say anything that I'm going to regret. Dr. Doherty goes much deeper with other things, more knowledge and exercises that can really bring healing from mindfulness to heartfulness, from the inside out, bubbling up. The book is available. It's about $15 to $30 online or at a bookstore. And remember, this choice, this power of pause can mean a change of a moment, a change of a reaction, and could actually change and save relationships and ultimately lives.
At UUCF, we embrace the possibility of a world filled with peace, acceptance, justice, love, and joy. By our financial commitment, we help this congregation. Through its maintenance, mission, and ministries, we make those possibilities real in a challenging world. A basket is being brought around in the sanctuary, or there are payment options on the screen. Whatever you are able to give is received with gratitude. We thank you for your commitment and generosity.
For our closing hymn, we'll be singing hymn number 311, Let It Be a Dance. Please rise in mind, body, or spirit, and join us in singing.
for joy a time to cry. Take it as it passes by. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Morning star comes out at night. Without the dark, there's no light. If nothing's wrong, then nothing's right. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let the sunshine, let it rain. Share the laughter, bear the pain. It's onward we go again. Let it be a dance.
Ooh, that's nice. Today, our caring listener is Debbie Langenbacher. You can speak with her after the service if you have any concerns or would simply like someone to talk to and trust that what you share is always confidential. Again, my office hours are on Tuesday. That's time also that I'm available for talk or to listen or to pray together, whatever you need. So please reach out if you would like some time together. And please join hands if we wish. Think about the wisdom of family members in the past saying, count to 10. Trust your gut. Listen to your heart. If there's anything that you have learned today, it is a new tool in your toolbox that can actually make a difference in building on a relationship or tearing it down. And we are builders of love. Now let us go and share that with the world. Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace, go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. We now extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts wherever we may go. And so we say together, Amen. Shalom, Salam, Namaste, and blessed be.